Hey, here we are at Jim Zecca's Family Karate Center, and obviously this is Jim that we're sitting with. How are you, Jim?
Good. How are you doing?
Very good. I'm excited to talk to you today because I gotta be honest, karate is something I don't know a lot about. You would think I would. Famous things like Karate Kid, you see a lot of places all around. People talk about it. It's very popular with the kids, and I know also adults as well. But for our viewers who may not know that much about it either, can you tell us a little bit about what your center is?
Well, the style that we teach here is called Kempo Karate.
Okay.
And the difference between what you just asked about when it comes to the different forms is like there's a Chinese, there's a Japanese type of form
Right,
of
I was
karate.
asking earlier before about the difference between Taekwondo and karate, right?
Right.
Because, okay.
The difference between is like the Japanese arts are more like a linear, straight punching, kicking. Chinese are more like circular type of, fluid type of
Okay.
art. Kempo is more the mixture of the two. So we take basically the best of like Japanese, we take the best of the Chinese, we put them together, and then we just kind of form our own kind of style. With Kempo, what it does is it tailors to the individual, not
Okay.
so much to the instructor. We give you certain techniques, scenarios, if you like to say. We take like wrist grabs, we take chokes, we take like punches, kicks.
Okay.
And we try to defend against those. And what it does is it teaches you how to kind of block, how to strike back. And it does it in a way where it gives you the tools and the training to defend yourself.
Gives you the skill sets that you need to use. But when you
Correct.
said that you kind of tailor to the individual, do you mean you tailor it in relationship to their size, their skill level?
Yes.
Or do you mean in regards to what their goals are? Because people must come here for different reasons and different goals.
Well, it's more tailored to not everybody can come up and do a kick to someone's head.
Right.
Okay.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, not a lot of people can bend over, touch their toes, or something like that.
Can't do that either. You're pointing out all my weaknesses here. Keep going.
Some people don't have the power to really hit somebody hard. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what we do is we develop those to make you stronger. Someone that's going to be stronger to punch harder, to kick harder. But it's also there if you can't do something physically, we adapt to that. Or actually, should I say, you adapt by taking the techniques that you learn. And you learn, to black belt, you learn about 100 techniques. And you'll take what you like, and you'll use that. What you don't like, you just scrap and you don't use.
So you meet the client where they're at, is what
Correct.
you're basically saying, and then you work on the skill levels so that they come up and they have the skill sets and they kind of meet the requirements of the sport or the craft.
Correct.
Well, and thinking of then talking about sports and crafts and skill levels, that is kind of defined by sort of either, I know sometimes, excuse me if I get it wrong, either the color of what you're wearing or the belt. I know the belt definitely defines where you're at skill level. Can you explain that?
Well, belts are it's more of a, training tool for the instructor, basically. It lets us know where you are at during your training. Like when people come in, they start off as a white belt. We know that you don't have much skills in the actual style that you're learning.
Right.
And we're giving you the techniques as you go through. You'll start out with a white belt, and you'll start getting like little stripes on the belt. That tells me that you have so many techniques.
Okay, got
As
it.
you go through the whole system, you'll finally get to black belt. And then once you get to that black belt level, that's when we know, okay, you're now someone who's actually skilled at defense, skilled at fighting, But a black belt is your training has just begun.
Okay, got it. Now they got these guys behind us here.
Yes.
And you use those for what?
Basically developing our power, our focusing on our strikes. The bobs, body opponent bags. Those are great because it really kind of gives you a visual of what you're going to hit.
Right.
The wave masters are there for like kicking and punching, just to develop your strength of the kicking and the punching.
I know one of the things that I asked you, Jim, was that do you do this to get in shape or you do this for self-defense? And your answer was?
All of it, really. People come in for just fitness-wise. They're looking just to get in shape for it, or they want to get better at stretching. Some people do it because they want to learn how to protect other people. Some people do it just to learn how to protect themselves. I mean, there's many reasons.
I know I was joking that I couldn't touch my toes or kick, but I do know that that's a skill that you can learn in stretching, and that's a good thing because I know when you do things physically, if you have that limberness about you, I don't even know if that's a word, but you're less likely to hurt yourself too, and so
Correct.
that's part of it too, how to do all this without getting hurt, but protecting yourself.
Oh yes, I can say many times I have 3 boys. They leave their toys around. There's a couple of times when I woke up, tripped over the toys, go into a break fall, save myself from breaking an arm or wrist from just the way I fall.
Because the more you do these types of things, you do them without thinking. Isn't that part of it with the self-defense too? As you do it more and you come and you practice more, it becomes more of a habit rather than something you have to think the steps through. So God forbid you should need it, it becomes an automatic response
It does.
as opposed to a thinking thing.
It really does, yes, and that's the whole point. What we want to do is train, like, we don't want you to be a robot. We want you to train, we want you to train to where it feels natural and physical. It just comes out like a subconscious level, just comes out of you.
You know, we don't have much time left, and there's a lot of things I look around here that I see. You have toy guns so that you can work on self-defense. You have exercise balls. You have all these different tools and pieces of equipment so people can learn. You mentioned to me that you also several times a year do free self-defense class for women. So, I mean, this isn't something that just focuses only on just the karate. There's other things that go on here. So contacting you, getting involved, finding out what's happening, at least checking you out to get more information, I think really would be beneficial if you have any interest at all. And you mentioned kids. Nowadays, we all know with computers and technology, they're a little complacent, sitting down at a desk. I have that problem too. So getting them involved in something that forces them to be physical and in shape, what a great way to do it here. I appreciate you showing this to me. How can your viewers get in touch with you? What's the best way?
Well, they can go on our website. It's www.myfamilykarate.com. They can actually call us at 714-5446. Or they can come right on down here to the Bone Road in Elma here location and just come right on in.
Yep, you're right in the Elma Plaza, and if you've ever been to Elma, it's the only plaza in Elma. You cannot miss it, right?
No, you can't, really.
Thank you so much, Jim. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's been very informative, and we'll be right back.